So, creating our dossiers on each person, capturing the data on each person is really a fairly intensive data collection exercise. But if we do it correctly, if we do it organically, if we do it in a way that the audience understands the trustworthiness of our organization, well, we can grab a lot of information that tends to be really difficult to understand. On an individual basis, right? And so we want to know as much as we possibly can about who has the relationship with that person. How does that person identify themselves? How do we get in touch with them? How do we understand their bios? And their bios are going to be really different if they're looking for a board seat or if they're an investor, right? And you might want to be able to build out multiple different bios for the same person. Are they a United States citizen? Are they in a Five Eye community country? Are they part of NATO Diana? Are they a neutral? Are they an adversary? Well, we need to know that information. Do they hold a security clearance? Where are they in their continuum on their journey? Where are they in their access to capital? What is their influence level? What type of organizational functions do they have expertise in? What are they able to do to help us evaluate a technology? Do they understand? Could they add value to our events? Do they have investable resources? What are their motivations that drive them? What's their behavior? Right. So there's a whole lot of different types of information that we'd like to know about the individual. We also want to have that same type of information around the organization. Is it a small business? Is it an enterprise business? Is it in, the 16 critical infrastructure sectors? Is it highly regulated? Is it a organization that's providing capital? Is it an early adopter, a late adopter, et cetera? And very similarly, we want to know the offerings. And when we're talking about offerings, we're talking about service offerings, professional technologies, and we're talking about research projects. We're talking about startups and the MVP solutions, right? And we want to understand what type of offering is it? Is it hardware? Is it service? Is it manufacturing? Is it energy? Is it, what stage is it in? Who's its customer? What is the use case of the solution? How mature is the use of that solution? But when we capture all that type of information, well, I've done this a lot of times. And over the past 22 years for venture management in its first version, Cyber Capital Partners, the Department of Energy program, I built out a concept called Eagle Venture Studio. I learned really well how to do a 1-hour interview and be able to put together an understanding of where you're going to go. And I have managed to capture 30,000 contacts, 13,500 LinkedIn connections. And I would say, honestly, I've got more than 500 professional relationships where I know well enough where that person is on their journey and what they're trying to accomplish. It's interesting. We're missing a lot of the graphics on this. And I'm going to bring up this instead. So when we're thinking about the going from me being a solo practitioner to being able to scale, well, every process starts off with manual, then it moves into automated, and these days it's moving into AI augmented. And we're going to do the same thing. And so while I believe I know everything about everything on this, the truth is, the people that I've asked to come join bring a lot of their own expertise, and I want to understand what worked and what didn't work and what they would want to improve. And the only way that we're going to get there is if they're an active part of bringing on these people. So We invite somebody to come join Opportunity Club for a coffee, get a chance to meet our people who are already participating in it, who already understand that this provides a significant value to them. And then we do one-on-one friendly interviews, first with Brandon, who's going to talk about your organization and do the same exact thing that he did at Ongoing Operations, really get an understanding of how does your organization make decisions. And then Karen's going to be talking about your offering to understand where could she make introductions in the national security marketplace, in the defense research and development communities that are going to bring your organization forward faster. And Hakan is going to focus on being that scout leader and really understanding where are you in your journey and where do you want to get to. And then Richard Phillips is going to focus on, okay, where are you in your capital journey? And are you risk adverse? Are you risk tolerant? Do you want to be an active investor? Do you want to learn more? Do you feel like you already got it covered? And then we invite you through Opportunity Magazine, which is really a catalog of our offerings, and online videos that are getting you to the point where you understand what we're doing well enough that I can then sit down with you and do a review of, hey, this is what I understand of your business. This is what I understand about how a private equity fund would look at your organization. This is how a private equity fund would look at you as the individual. And if I was going to make an investment in your business, this is what I would do to maximize my return on investment. So the next piece here is, well, how do we get this to automate? And really, there is a QR code on a print or a QR code on a LinkedIn post that is going to drive you to opportunitymagazine.com or whatever website domain we call it, where you register, you fill in surveys, we capture information, we build out we capture your LinkedIn image, you filled in data, we've seen where you've gone, and now you're building out your member profile. And the CRM is capturing and creating reports for venture management. And when you've done so, the appropriate free events, those details are made available to you. The free content is made available to you. And everybody else's profile is made available to you, assuming that, like you, they've published their profile. And then you're able to purchase our online events or our in-person events. And the whole concept of this platform is that it has 3 different tiers of login that allow you to see the right information about you, or if you're a client of venture management, you're able to see the right reports. And if you're one of us, you're able to pull down all the information needed or the tools needed in order to run a campaign effectively. But the reality is we want to then add artificial intelligence, and Tim Stockstill, who ran rapid prototyping for Expedia and built out a lot of capabilities for Microsoft as a senior executive, has been working with me for the past couple of years to build out an AI scraping capability that will allow us to go create a database with a lot of information on 5 million people. So if I know who all the universities are, well, which ones have a Center for Innovation and Entrepreneurship? Who are all the leaders of that university and that center? What are the domains that they focus on? Grabbing all that kind of information is something where if I had a fleet of 50 analysts, it would still take them 3 years to build. And if I could use AI to do it, we could build it rapidly. And if we have all that information, well, we can match make any opportunity with their ideal people, organizations, and technologies that match up with their requirements. So it makes running campaigns a heck of a lot faster if we know who the right people are. I want to be able to capture their participant surveys. I want to be able to capture where did they go on the website? What events did they go to? And then lastly, And this is a next generation. But lastly, in this is what we call Denise, and Denise is built off of Spark. And Denise needs an AI protection platform called Proteus to get built. And Tim and I only spent 2 years working on this together. But this would allow you to type in your own search criteria, build out an entire campaign, and run the campaign so that you're engaging with the right people fast. And it's building out the agents that go alongside of it and making sure that you've got secure information sharing, that you have the ability to control your own proprietary data, and that you can make the information that you have match up with the way that somebody else wants to see it automatically, thereby cutting out the 6 months to 2 years that a campaign takes and reducing that to minutes, hours, days to get engaged with the right people. Ultimately, the goal of the entire development process here.